everybody, welcome to Dakman Productions and welcome to Conrail. This video is going to be called the Conrail Artrain. No, I'm not talking about the train, the movie The Train back from 1964 featuring an art train with Burt Lancaster, and that was a black and white cool movie. I watched that a bazillion times and I can't watch that movie enough. That's probably my number one movie for trains. Even beating out Unstoppable and all that, because everything in that movie called The Train was real. They really blew up the station. They really blew up the trains. The only thing that wasn't quite real was the air raid scene where it looked like bombs were dropping, but if you read behind the scenes, they actually planted dynamite and stuff and blew up the tracks in a way that made it look like it was an air raid bomb, but they still blew it up for real. And so the French railways was converting from steam to electrification, so they were going to scrap all these locomotives and demolish all that stuff anyway that you see in the movie, so it was a win-win. Anyway, when I got into grade school, the art teacher thought I was a very smart person because, she asked, does anybody know anybody famous in the world of art? Oh, yeah, I was naming off all these people. Renoir, Picasso, Van Gogh. And she was like amazed that I knew all this. Well, I already watched the movie like probably 10 or 20 times by that point in time I was in school. Good thing she didn't ask me, what happened to these, anything about these artists, because I probably would have told her, oh yeah, their artwork got put on a train and it got stolen by the Germans during World War II. I probably would have gotten laughed at, but eventually I ran into a book. I seen a book online. It was a French book. And basically, that movie was actually loosely based on that book. So how much of that movie is real and not real, I don't know. But at any rate, today we're talking about an art train that was actually in America. And that's what it was called, the art train. It was actually started in 1971 as an idea in Michigan. And so how I ran into this, I knew nothing about the art train. I'm not going to lie. So I had to do some digging around because it's hard to find information on the art train. But what inspired this whole video, the whole art train thing, was this Conrail. I ran into this Lionel Commemorative Artrain. And in here you can see there's a sign that says, "The Romance of Transportation. Vehicle and Voyage in North America, Art." So I'm going to assume that every year that the art train was running, they had different themes, and the theme for this is a 1993 commemorative piece from Lionel. So this art train for that year, I'm assuming that was their theme, and if that's the case, the Romance of Transportation, I would have loved to get on a train at that point in time. And this art train went all over the United States. It went through 40 states. So it's not like it was just on a West Coast thing. It wasn't a East Coast thing. It wasn't just, it went everywhere. So this is so cool that I bought this not knowing what it was, but I figured once I get it, I'll do some research on it and make a video about it if it's interesting enough. And sure enough, wow, what a lot of history behind the art train. And like I said, Lionel had made more than just the Conrail commemorative car for the art train. They made other road names for the art train as well over the years. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. But first, let's get this out of the box and talk about the art train itself that was right here in America and traveled through 40 states showing different things of art. Anywhere from space travel to Native American art to regular. I mean, there was a lot of art that was traveling on these trains. It was so cool. I actually ran into the art train on YouTube. There's only about 4 videos, but there's one. I'll put a link in it in this description of this video. But there's one that actually explains about the art train, and it was very cool to see that and watch it. But babble enough, let's get this out and talk about the art train. This is so cool. What history? Let's go. Alright, so we have the Lionel Conrail auto carrier out of the box. This is a 1993 art train commemorative piece. As you can see, it says the romance of transportation on it. And I'm assuming they had different themes for each year they were in operation. This is a semi-scale piece. It has metal wheels. It also features metal trucks. It's just a cool piece. In 1971, the art train was created by the Michigan Council, and the point was to accomplish 3 goals: developing local arts organizations throughout Michigan, providing people in towns and cities access to outstanding art expositions, and promoting itself as an organization. Accomplishing all 3 goals at once, the founders set out to use the rail system to deliver museum-quality art on a train to show in towns across Michigan, and Art Train was born. It was originally set out as a temporary, possibly 2-year project. However, the art train went on for 50 years. After 2 years to successfully bringing museum-quality art expeditions to towns across Michigan, Art Train embarked on its first national tour in 1973. Now, this train also made stops in Canada and Alaska as well. This is pretty impressive. So what happened to the art train? In 2009, as the rail industry restricted access to its railways, Art Train retired and sold its museum on a train. The real art train consisted of 3 gallery cars, a studio car, and a caboose. The locomotive power and crew needed to bring the art train into towns of America has been donated by Norfolk Southern, Burlington Northern, and CSX, as well as the Union Pacific and Santa Fe Railroads. Alright, so let's get into the Lionel Art Train commemorative cars. So the Lionel commemorative cars for the art train were made during the Kuhn Enterprise years of Lionel. The very first commemorative art train car was Lionel 6-9486 out of Michigan, although it did not have the art train banner on this particular piece. In 1990, another commemorative art train was released as a single-dome tanker 6-17885. This was the first one to have full art train logos. In 1991, another commemorative car was created with the Grand Trunk road name 6-17891, and only 555 were made. In 1992, it was a Norfolk Southern trailer on a flat car, also known as a TOFC. Only 375 of those were made. Stock number 6-52013. In 1993, this was the car in front of you that you see here, the Conrail, which is stock number 6-52024. is an auto carrier, as I already explained. This would have been a perfect addition to the Conrail service station sets. In 1994, the Art Train tank car made a return, only this time when it was released as a commemorative piece. It was actually autographed by Mr. Kuhn, hand signed and dated. Also in 1994, a covered gondola carries the Burlington Northern banner and colors. Only 500 of those cars were made. Stock number 6-52049. 1995, Lionel released another commemorative Artrain car. This time it was a chassis system 6-52097, which was a 9800 series plug door reefer that carries the Artrain silver anniversary notation. In 1996, for those who had the Lionel Chrysler set, you could add a CSX Transportation TOFC stock number 6-19425. Only 800 of these flat cars were made. It had the Artrain logo, but also a Chrysler Corporation notation and corporate logo on it. In 1997, a commemorative Artrain Union Pacific bunk car was released. Only 800 were made. Stock number 6-52140. In 1998, a Southern Pacific caboose commemorative Artrain piece was released. Stock number 6-52165. Only 1,000 of those were made. In 1999, Lionel will bring to a close the Artrain commemorative series. It was a Santa Fe blue and yellow GP9, stock number 6-52197, Artrain commemorative locomotive. Only 200 of those were made. So if you're a big collector of Lionel pieces, and you also remembered Artrain, if you're one of those who visited, or if this interests you, you could actually make a whole entire complete Artrain of your own just by what Lionel had made in the past, between the locomotive, the cars, and a caboose. Now, I did find out that there were 17 different commemorative series cars that Lionel had produced. I found 2 other Artrain commemorative series while I was doing research that weren't mentioned in other research that I've seen. So I did stumble upon these 2 pieces as well to show in this video. Alright, so if you are somebody who visited the Artrain back in the day, I'd like to hear about it in the comments, because this is something I didn't know about, and as I explained, the Artrain is no longer with us, but it seems to have inspired a lot of people over the years. And I hope the video on the Artrain has captured your interest as well. It's just a cool history. So the question of the day is, did Conrail actually pull the Artrain at some point in time during its history? So if we take a look at the 1995 Artrain Tour caboose, we can obviously see that the name Conrail is on there. So I'm going to say yes, Conrail did pull the Artrain at one point in time. So I went online to do some research. In the photo I found online are a pair of Conrail GP40-2s, number 3070 and number 3066, have a special charge on a Wednesday morning, delivering the Artrain from Kalamazoo to Dowaclack Station. I'm guessing I'm saying that right. Will be on display, and they were using the symbol B1G for the train, which is comprised of 4 passenger cars and a way car caboose, which is an old New York Central caboose. The train is shown accelerating past B&O Tower in Kalamazoo, February 17th, 2006, which would make this particular set of locomotives either Conrail shared assets or CSX, because
Conrail is basically out of business by 1999.
So the Conrail Commemorative Artrain will have a place here on Conrail to show off my collection, and well, we'll catch everybody trackside. See you later.